Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about the recently, not very recently perhaps, the government has opened up gilt investments for retail investors. So how can you do it? You can go to RBI, open an account. You cannot, I don't know whether it will get credited to your regular bank account, your regular Demat account. You may have to open an account and it will be held by RBI. So I don't think they love the movement between RBI to a SEBI jurisdiction, because your Demat account could be a SEBI jurisdiction. I do not know whether it is a jurisdictional problem or whatever, but you will have to open an account and your shares or your units of gilt, whatever you buy in gilt, will lie in that account. Is it a good place to invest? I think it's a great place to invest. There are and the advantages: you can buy a 91 days, you can buy a 30-year, you can buy a 40-year, and you are going to hold it to maturity. So there is absolutely no reason why you should not be buying it. But there is a caveat. I would buy it only at a time when I am seeking to buy an annuity. So I will not be in a very great frame of mind to buy it when I'm 45 years and I'm paying, say, 35% income tax. So for the 45-year-old, I don't think this is a great product to buy, simply because of one thing called taxation. The fact that you will get whatever rate of interest, 6%, 7%, 8%, doesn't really matter. The fact is that, of course, gilts are more safe. Gilts are safer than gilt funds, because gilt funds, there could be some mistake made by the fund manager, because of which you could see a day-to-day fluctuation. If the fluctuation doesn't bother you, a gilt fund is as good as buying a direct gilt, except for the cost. But today gilt funds are available at 0.25% cost. I think Nippon has a fund which is at such a low cost. So yes, you could look at something like that. But the question is also whether it's suitable for you to invest in a gilt fund, or whether you should buy direct gilts. If you're 65 years of age or 67 years of age and you're anyway looking at an annuity, I think this is a great product to buy. You could buy a 30-year bond and know that you will get X amount of money regularly as interest, and you don't have to pay any charges for that. You don't need a debt fund manager to make a bank fixed deposit, do you? So you're 65 years of age, go and buy a 30-year bond. You know, next 30 years, this is the amount that you will get. Yes, of course, it will not be adjusted to inflation. It will be taxed in your hands, but that's fantastic. Because anyway, even if you were to buy a annuity, the whole thing will be taxed. So why should you not buy it when you're 45 years of age, simply because of the 30 or 40% tax that you're paying? Assuming you get 6% return and 30% is lost in that is 1.8% gone, almost 2%, right? So you're left with 4.2% return. I'm not even getting into whether 4.2 is good or bad. I would rather go and put it in the gilt fund growth option and let it grow there for a longer period, and then withdraw it when I am 65, 66. You want exposure to gilt, right? That's a decision that you have taken. Once you decide that you want an exposure to gilt, I think there is a Franklin Templeton fund which is less than 2 years or 2-year duration. Then there is the Nippon Lakshya Nivesh, which is a 20-year fund. I'm not sure whether it's 20 or 19. But yes, it'll keep falling. So if you are now 45 years of age, that's a better bet, because you will withdraw it when you're 65. Take that money and then go and put money in a gilt fund, right? Or rather in direct gilts. You can do it at that stage. So again, it is assuming that you understand that there will be fluctuation in value. When you look at your NSGL statement, it will show that the value has come down, but that should not bother you at all, because for you there is no mark to market that you have to worry about. Mark to market is something which fund manager has to worry about, and you have to worry about if you need the money at that point in time when it is marked down because of increasing interest rates, because of the increase in interest rates. Yes, of course, when interest rates go up, the value of this fund will fall, but only the value of the fund will fall. The value of your deposit or your bond will not fall, or even if it falls, you don't have to mark to market, right? So you will see somewhere that the value of this bond which you bought, which was a 6.4% yield, has fallen because the new gilt is being issued at 7.12. Yes, of course it will fall, but it should not bother you because you don't do a mark to market. Whereas if you were invested in a debt fund or a gilt fund, chances are you will look at your portfolio and say, oh my god, my portfolio has fallen by this amount. Yes, of course it has fallen. It had to fall because interest rates went up, but you do not know till how much time the interest rates will go up. So it's not that today it is at 6%, then it will go to 11% and stay there. It will go from 6, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. You don't know what will happen. This is a fantastic case for doing an SIP in a gilt fund rather than do a lump sum, because you don't know where interest rates are headed. We never knew where the markets were headed, and therefore we did SIP. Also, we did not have an amount of money. So let us say you're doing a 10,000 rupee SIP in equity, and you have got extra a couple of thousand rupees, maybe 2,000 rupees, and you're 40 years of age or you're 35 years of age, and you want a debt exposure. A Laksh Nivesh is not a bad option, but you have to understand that when interest rates go up, the value of the fund will fall. Very many people feel, oh, this is gilt, this is belongs to the government, how can the price fall? The price is just reacting to the interest rate changes, not to the risk. There is zero risk in this portfolio, because you will have treasury, you will also have 20-year bonds. You may have illiquidity problem, but you will not have a bad debt problem, and you will not have a liquidity problem if you have invested in the gilt fund, because the fund house will give you a daily NAV and say, okay, at this price we will buy it, at this price we will sell it. Whereas if you have invested in gilt, chances are on the day that you want to sell, the price may not be very good. It may be very illiquid. It may not absorb the kind of quantity that you want it to absorb. So you have to worry a little about liquidity for sure, but you don't have to worry about safety, because gilt is safe. In fact, gilt is safer than even gilt funds, because gilt funds may occasionally buy something non-gilt to the extent of 5-10%. I am not saying that is something for you to worry about, but you have to be ready that such a thing can happen. Of course, I mean, the reason why you go to gilt and you invest is because you want safety. So safety you get. As an individual, you don't have to worry about any MTM or things like that. And I think an SIP makes more sense than a one-time investment without knowing what will happen. And you have an advantage of deciding when you want the money. Now look at it this way. Suppose you have money requirement after exactly 23 months. Now this 23-month money can be in a bank deposit, can be anywhere, and after 23 months you will pay tax on it, right? Because you are not holding it for 36 months to get short-term capital gain, long-term capital gain. So you will pay the short-term capital gain on that, which is at a regular rate, so or it will get added. So the thing is, that money can go into a 23-month gilt which is available. I hope that the government brings national savings certificates and Kisan Vikas Patra or there's no more Indra Vikas Patra, all that into this, so that I can go and buy a national savings certificate maturing on this date. I know there are legal and tax implications of NSE being listed, but I'm just hoping that more variety of paper is available, more people know about it, and more liquidity is created. So those are the advantages, disadvantages, whatever you want to talk about this. But the fact that you have age on your side, then go into a debt fund, growth option, let the compounding work for you. And but after a particular age, I advise people to buy an annuity at the age of 67 and at the age of 75, maybe once at the age of 80. So at that age, it's a better product than being in the mutual fund. But however, there are advantages of being in the mutual fund also, because you can go into a mutual fund and say, okay, this much of money is lying in the gilt fund, I want an SWP. You did an SIP from the age of 45 till the age of 68. And from the age of 68, you will do an SWP and till your age of 90 or 95. I seriously don't know. I'm going to send this video to Nippon as to why this fund is not being sold as an SIP fund. It is an SIP fund. It's not a one-time fund. You're not going to do one-time investment in gilt. You're going to do like every month. So I don't know. I think they have less than 2,000 crores of AUM. So sorry, this is not a plug-in. It's just something which came up naturally. That's it. So look at gilt funds. I'm not saying this is the time to be doing lump sum, but starting an SIP, like they say, never a bad time to start an SIP. So maybe you should. Thank you. Bye.